Photography in the night is really very exciting and very interesting. And this shooting of startail is such a photography where you can start your photo shoot, sit idle or enjoy with a cup of tea or any snacks for 1 or 2 hours, because this takes almost more than 2 hours to complete the complete shoot. So the most important part is the selection of time period when we can shoot startails to get the perfection. We call it Amavasya, or even 3 to 4 days prior to and after that new moon, you can also shoot. Reason being, the sky is totally dark, so stars are visible very clearly. Second part is the sky condition. The location should be free of dust and light pollution. And very important is to select the foreground. Foreground must be very interesting, either a mountain or any geometrical formation of any architecture, or maybe a historical building. Second thing, you can also place tent in the foreground, and then you can put some light inside the tent to create a interesting foreground. Next, how we get movement of stars. The reason is very simple. Our earth rotates on this north and south axis. Okay, and at the same time the stars also rotate. But with respect to earth, we feel when we shoot star trail, we feel that the stars are rotating. Again, one more point is very important, that is the location of North Star. This is almost at the North Pole of the Earth. And that's why when we shoot star tail, the North Star remains stationary. Next, what equipments are required? The sturdy tripod is a must. Without tripod, you cannot shoot a star tail. If it is having a ball head, it is much preferred.
Yeah, Mukesh, can you start your PowerPoint also with sharing your screen?
It is going on PowerPoint.
You need to share your screen also.
Okay, I think that's missing. From where to share the screen? Oh, start sharing. Oh, should we start again?
I guess it's okay. You can start.
Should we start again? Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Okay. So, friends, let me repeat what I have said to you. The first important is to select a proper time period in a month. Best day is the new moon day, when the sky is totally dark. In Hindi we call it Amavasya. Or you can also shoot a star trail perfectly either 3 to 4 days prior to the new moon day or after the new moon day. This is very important because we will not talk more about astronomy, but let me introduce this part of astronomy to understand the movement of the stars. The earth rotates at north and south pole. Okay, and the stars are also rotating. But apparently, virtually we are getting that stars are moving and earth is stationary. Again, this Polaris or North Star is very important. This is located almost at the North Pole of the Earth. That's why when we shoot star trail, we get a North Star stationary and other stars are moving. Now you must know the equipments required to shoot a perfect star trail. A sturdy tripod is a must. If you are having a ball head, it is much preferable. Why steady? Because we are keeping our camera on the tripod almost for 2 hours or more. So it should not get a shake either with the wind or any other small touch. Camera you can choose anyone, it may be FX or DX, it doesn't matter. But in case you are not having external timer like MC36, your camera must be equipped with time interval shooting feature. Almost all those camera uh, are having this kind of feature. If it is not having, then you have to go for external timer like Nikon MC36. I will show you afterwards what is that. Second part, compass is essential. Why? Because we have to know the north direction, because that is the best composition for star tail, where a dot comes in form of north star, and around that dot the stars are moving. You can also get compass from mobile application, but as per my experience goes, this mobile compass sometimes fail to show the direction accurately. Reason being, at the location, if there is any electric line crossing nearby, then your mobile compass will not work properly. Then comes selection of lens. You can take any wide angle lens of any brand, likewise 1635, 1424 and 1116. Right now I have in my camera this Tokina 1116 lens. You also must keep a torch with you, preferably for travel photographers. This is very handy. Simply you have to mount on the head and you can use it, because we have to work complete session for hour and two in complete darkness. So never depend on the torch of mobile, because in case you are using mobile torch, something may fall down and you will have a great loss. Now we have put our camera on the tripod. We have selected the location having a very good foreground. Now comes, let me first brief you about the different settings of the camera. Camera will be definitely in focus, manual focus mode. Image quality, preferably you go for RAW or RAW plus JPEG. Color space, definitely Adobe RGB to give the wide gambit of colors. Picture control, standard. White balance, do not keep auto. Always go for a custom white balance. In case you are shooting nearby city or urban sky, then you can keep it at 3400 to 3900 Kelvin. But in case you are in a remote area, in a village area, and the sky is very dark, then we can keep the custom white balance at 4000 or 4500 degree Kelvin. ISO, first to start with, we'll keep ISO at 800. Shutter speed 30 seconds. Then comes aperture, f value. You can keep f4 to start with. Okay. In the camera, there is a setting for long exposure noise reduction that we should keep it on. Then now the camera setting has been done. I will repeat the setting: f4, ISO 800, shutter speed 30 seconds. Custom white balance, say 4000 degree Kelvin. Now we have to compose your frame, keeping the camera in north direction to cover the north star. In case you are having a source of light, likewise a headlight of a car or a jeep, and then you can put the light on the foreground. In that situation, you can focus on the foreground with your camera by manual focus mode. In case you are not having that, then the problem comes how to focus in the dark sky, in the dark night. That's the real problem. So for that, you see your camera. In the camera, there is a focus ring where we can rotate the focus ring. Okay, in the end you will find a infinity sign. So just keep say 1 millimeter before infinity. In that case, your camera is well focused to capture the foreground as well as the background. Okay. After that, you first take a trial shot in the same situation. In case you are getting a dark frame, then you can increase the ISO. In case you are getting a bright frame, you can decrease the ISO. Then you enlarge the image to almost 4 to 6 times and check the sharpness of the star. If it is a dot and well sharp, it means your focus is perfectly correct. If not, then simply rotate the focus ring little bit left and right and again take a trial shot. Once you are satisfied that my stars are coming very bright, then you start shooting. Before shooting, you have to take a blank shot so that you will know in your computer from where we have started. So for taking a blank shot, simply keep your handkerchief or keep the lens cap and take a blank shot. This is also very important. This shutter viewfinder window must be closed. Every camera has got a system to close the door. Why? Because in the background there may be some light which can enter in the camera and it will spoil the sharpness of your image. Keep a soft cloth with you because mostly we shoot such a star trail in Himalayan range, and that too because there is winter in that period. So there may be some moist coming on the lens. So you keep on cleaning the moist very frequently, maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But you must take a care that camera on the tripod should not get disturbed. So before shooting, if you have got a timer, you can see this timer. This is Nikon MC36 timer, and this is my preferred one. I always use this for a star kill because this gives me very accurate numbers. In case your camera has got a interval timer shooting, then you can set in the camera, and for this you can refer your manual how to set this. Okay, this is the way we can shoot and set your interval timer shooting technique, and you can simply press the button, start the shooting, and this will keep on clicking of its own after every 30 seconds. Now about this MC36. This is a very professional timer for this kind of astrophotography. Let me brief you how to set this. This is a cycle. This is the exposure time, which is 30 seconds in our case, and this is the time when the image is being stored in the memory card. That is the writing time. Okay, so there are 3 things to set here. One is the delay. Delay means after how much time the camera should start shooting number of frames for the star kill. Second is exposure time, that is 30 seconds already we have set. And then interval. Interval is the addition of exposure time as well as the writing time of the memory card. To get a faster click, you must have a very fast memory card above 90 MB per second. So now, after setting the time, after the setting the number of frames, say you are set 150 or 250, even you can set even 50 frames. But again, the star trail will not be that much firm line. So preferably we should go for minimum 150 frames. to 250 frames to get a comfortably very good start. Then after capturing, you need to download on the computer. After downloading, first you can use either Lightroom or Photoshop. I will show you how to process it, and then the best software for stacking is the StarStax, which is which can be downloaded free. And after processing, you can enhance the image in the Photoshop. Before I show the actual processing of the frames, let me show you some images, and let me tell you something what do's and don'ts about the start trail photography. This is an image I captured in Bikaner because that time here the space was very limited. So I used fisheye lens. Because of fisheye lens, I am getting this kind of distortion. To some extent, it is not a good frame. But again, with the help of fisheye lens, you can be very creative in creating a unique foreground. This was shot in Pushkar in 2016. Again, this was also shot in Pushkar in different location in 2014. This was having around 170 images. This one I am showing you because mostly we say that there is not any light pollution. So I took up a challenge in nearby my place, and there was street lights glowing everywhere around that area. So I tried, and I got a wonderful, colorful background, but I got the structure. This I want to show you because, as I told you earlier, in the foreground should be very, very attractive. If it is a historical monument, it is wonderful. This is an image captured by a very senior landscape photographer, Ken Lee of USA. He has used this church as the foreground. Second image I am showing you, captured by Umesh Gugna of Rajasthan. He is also a very good landscape photographer. And this image I am showing because mostly we go for keeping our camera towards north to get this kind of composition. This is the North Star, and the stars are rotating around here. But sometimes if you change the direction, you get amazing started. This was shot by Umesh Gugna, keeping the camera towards eastern direction. So this is the east direction. So you are getting this rotation clockwise, and here I am getting a anti-clockwise. So this gives a different unique frame. Now we'll do the actual processing. These are the frames captured in Pushkar. Actually, I captured around 170 frames, but to save time, I am just taking only 41 frames. Okay, so just select all the 41 frames captured and drag and drop in the Photoshop. It's very simple process. This is the first image. Okay. First of all, we should do the correction of chromatic aberration and then lens profile correction. Then we will come to white balance. Here, as short is 4,700 something. So let us keep it 4,000. because 4000 will be ideal for this kind of dark location. Now you are getting the image dark, so just increase little bit exposure, some shadow from here, reduce some highlights. Since stars are in white in color, so increase a bit white. Do not touch the setting of clarity or dehazing here, because this will add noise to your frame. Okay, I think this much is enough to start with. And then from here, you select all. So all 41 images are selected. Now you synchronize the setting. So sync settings means ki whatever settings we have done to the first image, this will be applied to all other 40 images. Here check all and then click OK. Okay. So now all images are synchronized. Then you save these images. You can select a folder from here. You can also change the image quality from here. Say I have kept it 8 to 9 image quality just to get a small file. Otherwise, you can go for the highest quality, that is 12. Keep it 12 here. And then save. So I will take time in saving. So straight away I am going folder where the image has been saved. These are the images saved earlier. Okay. So now we'll open Star Stack software. Let me locate where I have kept it. Just a minute. Just hold for a minute. Let me locate the Star Stacks. Oh, finally, I got it. So this is Star Stacks. Okay, this software is freely available on the net. You can download it. It's a very small software and very fast and very accurate. Now simply take all those raw processed JPEG file from here, select all, and simply drag and drop here. Okay. Now you must set here gap filling. so that wherever there are gaps are being created by the stars, that gap will be filled up to get a firm line. And then you start processing. Go to edit, start processing. Now you can see gradually each and every image is being stacked, and you are able to see the formation of the star trail. trail. It may take hardly 4 to 5 minutes to complete the sequence. You can watch here, each and every image is getting stacked one by one. Almost 50% is done. Just last image is remaining. Now, in stacks, you can do processing of threshold. Switch it on here. This is the highlight part. It's being shown by the green color. So you can adjust from here to get rid of highlight part in the sky. Okay, this is done. Now simply go to File and save it. Okay. And after processing, this image has been saved here. So this is the final image after stacking. Okay, now you can process it further in the Photoshop to enhance the color, sharpness and clarity and all. I think you must have enjoyed it. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please.
Yes, we have some questions.
Let's make it very interactive.
Sure. So we have a question. Can we batch process 150 images in a Lightroom? Is there any limit on Lightroom? Can you hear me, Mukesh? Can you hear me? Mukesh, can you hear me? Hello? Mukesh, we can see you, but we cannot hear you. Can you hear
Yes,
us?
friends.
Okay. Mukesh, there is a question. Is
Whatever
there
doubt you are having in the StarTel shooting and processing, please come out. I am here to clarify your doubts.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Mukesh? Mukesh? Hi, Mukesh, can you hear us? Mukesh, can you hear?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Is my voice clear?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I think now you can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so ignore that phone. Rajesh was calling you. So,
Okay.
first question is there any limit on
Wait.
light?
Let me. Yeah, carry on.
Is there any limit on Lightroom to process the image, like maximum number of images?
No, there is no limit. You can keep any number of images, maybe 200, 300, 400, 500.
Okay,
But mostly around 250 number of images are enough to get a firm line of the curve.
okay,
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
We have a another question.
Okay.
You have already answered this. That what white balance we should keep with the city lights?
Okay. So that I have told you earlier, it is around 3400 to 3800 in degree Kelvin. Because in what happens around the city, you will definitely get some sort of light pollution. So once you go to the darker area, likewise the remote village area, then we can keep the white balance 4000 degree Kelvin.
Okay. In between, you have used a software. Could you please tell the name of that software?
That is star stacks. STAR star STAX stacks, and this is freely downloadable from the net.
Okay. We have another question from Tiger0895.
Okay.
Does including few dark images in the stack reduces the noise? If yes, please give us a reason in detail.
Yes. What happens? First of all, we should try to keep as minimum as possible the ISO. Okay, but in case the sky is very dark, we may need to go to almost 1200 or 1600 ISO. There will be a bit noise. Sometimes we get noise above 1200 ISO. In that case, we have to use any noise filter. Likewise, Ninja is available and other softwares are
Okay. We have a question. This question is from Harry.
there. Okay.
Is there give us some technique to stabilize the frame? So you already gave about the steady tripod, but if there is any other tips and tricks, if you could share.
I don't think without tripod you can do this. Okay. So tripod is very essential, and that it must be very sturdy, because sometimes in remote areas, likewise in Himalayan range, you get wind also in the night. So that tripod must be able to bear that wind velocity.
Okay. We have a question like, what are the some good locations in India to capture the star trails?
Yeah. Ladakh is the ideal place where you can get wonderful foreground. Likewise, Pangong Lake and other areas in Ladakh. Again, Uttarakhand is also very good locations. We can get like Kausani is there, where you get the complete mountain range. Then Munsiari is there. The one you are seeing on the screen, that is shot in Munsiari. The mountain range is the Panchachuli peaks. And the reason is very clear, because in those areas, sky is totally dust free and there is no dust pollution. That's why you are seeing so many stars. Otherwise, if you shoot some other areas nearby the city, you cannot get this kind of, you can say, number of the stars getting like a star trend.
Okay. We have lot of people are shooting, despite that lot of negativity which is going on right now because of this corona.
Okay.
But some of the good things which have come up is people have started shooting stars right from the city, like in Delhi, even in Delhi, in Gurgaon, Noida,
Yeah.
Bangalore, people are shooting from their home.
Yeah.
What is your experience on that?
Yeah, because what happens during this lockdown period, the environment is almost pollution free, because there is no smoke coming out from the vehicles. So people are using their rooftop to capture star trails. But again, uh, uh, they miss that kind of foreground, because those kind of foregrounds are only available when you go to some Himalayan range. Then you get some good foreground.
Okay, nice. Some of the questions people are asking, which are already covered by you. So this is for everyone. The recording will be available. It will be available on our channel, on
Okay.
YouTube channel. So don't worry, you can listen to this recording and get that information, because we have many questions. We don't want to waste time on these, because otherwise we will be short of time. We have another question. Why sky is not kept dark to make it look like ne- 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 ne-
Please repeat the question. There was some audio problem.
So this is about your frame. Why sky is not kept dark?
That recent image which I processed, is it so? The image which I processed just now during my deliberation, are you talking about that image?
Yes.
Yes. See, that time actually this was shot very in the Pushkar, just by the side of the main highway, because that was the only location where in the north direction I could get a range of mountains. So there was some light pollution on the sky also. That's why sky could not come black, dark. But again, if you see this Munsiari star trail, where the sky is completely dark.
Okay.
One more star trail you have seen, where the sky is having a colorful light because of the street lights. So that too we can try. We can try something different.
Yeah, agree with you. Have another question. Should we shoot in RAW or in JPEG?
Preferably in RAW, because in RAW we get the image in a data form. It's not an image, it's a data. So the details are too much in RAW. Whereas in JPEG we miss details or the color gambits. So it is always preferred to shoot in RAW.
Okay. We have another question. This is what to do to avoid any washout of your foreground so that foreground is not, overexposed.
See, in case you are using some additional light to lighten the foreground, you have to have a test shot to see whether it is overexposed or not. If it is overexposed, either you keep the vehicle far away to reduce the intensity of light falling on the foreground.
Okay. We have more question. It's again kind of a repeated, but
Yeah.
maybe it is being asked by many people. What
Yeah.
is the lens? Which is the best lens we should use for this?
See, as far as my experience goes, I like 1635. That is the Nikon's lens. And second, my preference is Tokina 1160. You can also go for 1424 of Nikon, but 1635 is the best lens I have come across for this kind of photo shoot.
Okay, great. We have multiple more questions as well. Apart from as a, you have told the tool, what is some of the app you can suggest, like mobile app, to track the sky, to track certain information related to astrophotography?
Right now, I don't have those informations with me, but there is one app, Selenium. There is a mobile app in which we can get the instant position of the sky.
Okay.
And particularly, that is very helpful to know the timing and the location of the Milky Way. That is very helpful for Milky Way. But as far as StarTel is concerned, we don't need any mobile app because simply we have to take care about the new moon period and the direction, north or south or east or west.
Another question we have. I'm interested in capturing the ISS. Do you have any such experience?
No, I don't have experience of capturing ISS.
Okay. Another question we have. What is your opinion about career as a astrophotographer? Like how we can make it as a career?
As a career, simply if you are interested, we can go for stock photography because in stock photography, such good images of astrophotography are being sold quite well. Likewise, one of the sites where I am selling my images, that is the Dreams Time, and they prefer landscapes, beautiful landscapes, astrophotography, and all.
Okay. We have another question. Can you recommend any tripod which is in budget as well as good quality?
I think the only name comes to my mind is the Manfrotto. What I'm using, that Manfrotto 190X, but it is a bit heavy. So nowadays you can get carbon fiber tripod. So lightweight, but again I have carbon fiber tripod also, but still I prefer my Manfrotto 190X for any kind of landscape because this is very sturdy, very sturdy. Even for macro, I'm very happy with this tripod.
Um, Thank you. We have a question from Bhumika.
Yeah.
And the question is that photo with the backlight, the street light. I guess it was from Pushkar or somewhere.
Yeah.
There are still cloud, but how you are able to get still the clear sky?
In the image which I have shown during processing,
You have no. You have shown one image. There was some cloud. Oh, sorry, there was some light coming on and which added more drama to picture.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that one, that yellow color light.
Yes.
Yes. So this I shot during my workshop near Dharwad only in Maithak. So there we had a problem because everywhere there was a street light. There is a power plant also. So finally we went to a quite remote area. Even then I saw that halogen light, that yellow color, sodium vapor lamp light. So I thought let us try here because that heel is the black, will come as a black, and in the background we will get some yellow color light. Let us try Starkel there, and that was my first endeavor to try in the light pollution, and I was very happy with that result.
Okay. We have another question. Like, can you suggest a good light meter for or intervalometer for amateurs, like some budget one?
I think this Nikon MC36 is not very costly. It costs hardly, I think, 1200 to 1500 INR. It's not
And
very costly.
it will work only on Nikon or
This will work on Nikon only. No, I think it will work on Canon also.
okay.
Okay.
Nice, thank you. And there is another question, like again, what should I do to become an astrophotographer? I think it's a very basic question, but important.
You see, astrophotography is a very wide area. Okay, the star trail is just I can say a glass of water if I compare with a pond. Okay, so astrophotography is a very wide area and very interesting also. That the knowledge of astronomy is very essential, backed up with your photographic skill. Then if one can do miracle.
Okay, we have a question like from Kumar. Do you teach astrophotography? If yes, when is your next batch starting?
I could not get you. Do I
Do you
teach?
do you teach astrophotography?
Yeah, actually, uh, I'm the author of a book. That is the first Indian book on digital photography, and you can see this book in my hand. This is my book, and each and every kind of photo shoot has been described here. And in this book, one thing I have mentioned, I have given a big tables. In that table, each kind of photography has been mentioned in the left, and in the right, I have mentioned the camera setting, starting from landscape, then shooting in moonlight, then waterfall, then macro, and everything. So that is the only available in my book, and that is as per my experience.
Okay. And can you suggest where, if somebody is interested, where to buy this book?
This book is available online from Flipkart and Snapdeal. The book
Okay.
I am the book I am showing is my first edition, but the second edition was published in 2015, and that second edition has some additional chapters on post processing. This is a complete handbook.
Oh, okay, nice.
This book has got the forward from the Secretary General of Federation of Indian Photography, as well as the MD of Nikon India Limited, Mr. Sajjan Kumar.
Oh, great.
And
That's
this book is being used as a textbook in one of the photographic schools in Calcutta, that is IPA in Dum, as well as in Indore, Allahabad, in every colleges and schools where the photography is being taught. This book is being used as a reference book.
Oh, that's really amazing. We have another question from Darshan Podar. Hi Mukesh, I am from Mumbai. Can you suggest some ways to sharpen my astrography or astrophotographs, making them more grainy or seems more processed? How do professional astrophotographer get such sharp images? You mean like he gets grainy or his images are not that sharp, what your images are, or any other professional astrophotographers?
I do agree. What happens if for to get a noise-free image, the lens quality is very essential, as well as the type of camera you are using. Okay, that sensor is also very important. So likewise, earlier I was using D800E of Nikon, where the ISO capability was very low, not very high. And nowadays I am using D500, where even if I shoot at 1600 ISO, it will be completely noise free. So the role of camera as well as the lens is very important in getting rid of noise in the frame. Of course, processing is also very important.
Okay, great. We will, before you would be having a second session, before we can have two more questions. One is from Prateek. Sarji, thank you for the webinar. One question, curious to know, how can you take a photo of stars for 6 hours or more? Like a longer duration shot.
Actually, nowadays it's not required because you can take a multiple shots, and for that 6 hours and all again this timer is required because this is the only additional timer which can give you longer duration in hours. In camera, the limitation is 30 seconds, but in few cameras of Nikon, it has gone up to 15 minutes because those cameras are meant only for astrophotographers. I think that is D810S or something. I am not remembering the name, brand of that camera. But there is a camera from Nikon having a 15 minutes of shutter speed used by the astrophotographer.
Okay, great.
I think it's a Nikon 810P or something.
Oh, there is a different variation for astro.
Yeah, because in most of the cameras, the 30 second is the limit. Okay.
We have okay, great. We have a question from Vishnu. Do you conduct tours also, astro tours?
Yes, I also conduct workshop come tour. Maybe in the coming after lockdown period, I'm planning to go for Kausani because Kausani is a place where apart from astrophotography, we can also get some beautiful landscapes having green and yellow geometrical shapes on the land.
Okay. This is the last question before the session. How much the cloud impact the star players? In between the cloud comes, what we can do to avoid them?
Actually, when there is a cloudy weather, we should avoid to go for a star trip because clouds are very unpredictable. Sometimes it may be very dark, so no stars will be visible. Again, in every frame, you will get different kind of locations of the clouds. So once it is being stitched, the final image will be totally a garbage. So we should avoid shooting in cloudy weather. Only the sky is, when the sky is very clear, we can see the stars very well. Then only we can go for star trail.
Okay. And some people have asked your contact details and your handle. If you could share yourself, that would be great.
How can I share it here? Can I type somewhere, or I can tell? I think I'm available in Instagram as Mukesh Srivastava. I'm also in Facebook. I have got 3 pages on the Facebook. One is the Center for Visual Arts. That is the page under which I conduct workshops and photo tours. Second is Mukesh Photography, and third is Mukesh Srivastava. Apart from that, the participants can note down my email address: mail mukesh123@gmail.com. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, that is easy. Mail Mukesh123.
At gmail.com.
Okay, great. So we have more questions, but I think we will hold as of now. We can continue the second part of your presentation, and the
Okay.
remaining question we will take your time.
Okay.
Okay. So please continue. You can start sharing your screen now. Your presenter.
Anything else I can share now, because whatever I had my presentation on the Star Trail, it's already over. In case someone is interested,
Some of your work, some story behind that, and how those photos were made.
okay, that part, okay, fine. Let me tell you, that's very interesting. I will tell the story behind this image. You must be seeing some blurred area here. Am I audible?
You are audible, but we cannot see your screen.
Oh, we are not seeing my screen. Let me. Wait. Now my screen is visible?
Not yet.
Not yet. What is gone wrong?
If you could share and start your presentation or your photos.
Of our I'm
No.
not screen of webinar.
Okay, let me share the screen once again.
Yeah.
Let me give you that option. So please start sharing. You will get an option now, and you can start sharing your screen.
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead and share now.
Should I share now?
Please.
Is it visible?
Have you clicked all screen share?
Is it visible now?
No.
No.
You need to minimize that screen and then show your photos.
I'm not getting that screen of that webinar screen. Where it is?
It must be minimized on your Google Chrome.
Google Chrome. Okay. Now I'm getting it. Start sharing. Okay. Hello. Now it's visible.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. This is the picture I captured at Munsiari. I stayed in a government guest house. It was very cold. It was almost 0 degrees centigrade in the night. Is done in the night only. So, how to stay in the open sky with temperature of 0 degree? It was a great challenge for me. So, what I did after wearing all gloves and everything, I set the camera, and then I had a uh, car. So, I kept the car nearby the tripod. And then after setting everything, I came back to the car. I sat there and I was having some tea and coffee in the thermos. I used to sip it. Away coming here. So while processing, I had to remove those areas, and that's why this mountain is not very clear. So in this situation, what I suggest everyone to go as close as possible to the foreground and to avoid anything coming in between the foreground and the camera. Here I did a mistake because there was no option left to me because I cannot go in remote areas in such a cold weather. So there was only option left. Now I will show you that image where I dare to uh, shoot star trail under light pollution. But I was very happy in case I can get some beautiful architecture here in the foreground. This will be fantastic image and totally noise free. This image was captured in Pushkar. I conducted two workshops in Pushkar. One is in 2014 and second in 2016. So before conducting workshop for a starter, I need to select the area, and the selection of that area is most important for such kind of photography. Again, the area should not be very much remote where the participants can get some trouble and all. So keeping in mind, I selected this area just by the side of the main road. And again, there was a breeze of RCC, so the participants can sit there and enjoy snacks and all during the hours and 2 hours of shooting period. So that was the right location. And again, I am getting a mountain state in the north. Composition is also fantastic for this. Another one, again from Pushkar. Here the location is a bit changed, and this is the north direction. Anything else can I share? Hello.
Whatever work you want to show, you can do it, and then we will move to question answer before finishing this webinar.
We can
So,
move to the question answer.
so as of now, our this we have a full house. More people would not be able to join. It's a so guys, please don't leave the webinar. Otherwise, you won't be able to join back. There are several people waiting to be joined this. So you can, Mukesh, you can continue and sharing your work. And once you are done, then we will take it next.
Uh, can I share some landscapes of Iceland?
Sure, please.
Okay, fine. Is it visible to you all? Hello?
It is visible. Please
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. This is the very rare thing which we get in the world. Only there are 6 countries where we can get this northern light. And we stayed in Iceland for around 2 weeks, but only one night we could get this northern light. And then again, before that, we always tried to stay in a hotel nearby some iconic places. So this is one of the iconic place of this waterfall. And then suddenly we got around say 10 o'clock that northern light has come. And it's such a beautiful light that after capturing 5 or 6 images, I stopped shooting because I wanted to enjoy the drama of this northern lights. So finally, I captured only 10 images and then I switched off my camera because after all, I am a human being, I love nature. So I started enjoying the nature. So this is the northern light in Iceland. Now, one of the important part of Iceland, the population of horses are more than the human being. They are the unique country. This is wonderful landscape having this cottage. This is a church. I will show you some uh, this is the location. It's called Vestrahorn area of Iceland, and this is the Vestrahorn. And here the sand and the soil is black everywhere because of volcano. Volcano is too much in Iceland, so complete soil and is totally black. This is another view of Vestrahorn. This is very interesting because we had a model from Mexico, she's Joe, and in this you can say area where the temperature was -4, and she was so daring, she posed for us. Let me show some other images. This is also very important location. This is the wreck plane of USA, which crashed in Iceland, and people have seen that movie of Rang De Tu Mohe Gerua, in which Shah Rukh Khan is there. So on this plane, that Kajol was dancing. This is almost 6 kilometers away from the main road. Then I will show you. This is the wonderful location. It's called Black Sand Beach. Then I had a dream to shoot a foreign model in a foreign land wearing Indian costume. So I carried Indian sari and blouse, and then I captured these frames in that black sand beach area. This is also an iconic location of Iceland. This is called Karkju Fell. This is another iconic location of Iceland. This is called Skoga Foss. I think this is all from the Iceland trip. Let me show you something from Pushkar if I get it here. Yes. Last year in Pushkar, uh, people have never done any fashion shoot in Pushkar Fair. So I decided, okay, let us do something different than what I have done in past few years. So luckily, I got a contact with a classical dancer. She lives in Pushkar only, and we did some photo shoots with her. This is These are the normal photo shoots, very common, and this is different. About this picture, I will tell the story behind this picture. Uh, Suddenly, in one night, there was rain. Second morning, I just came this area. Then I saw a small potholes with water. Then suddenly, I came this side, and I saw wonderful reflection coming. So then I waited for this karma to come, because in the morning hour, this camel karma, after grazing grass and all from the remote areas, they come back to the fairground. So when I got this karma, again this Savitri temple in the background, it was a wonderful composition, and I captured this. And this image was published in the front page of Dainik Bhaskar of Ajmer. This is very common camel dance. This is just some fun shots. I think this is all to show. Is there any question from anybody?
We have some questions. Should we start with that?
Sure.
Okay. So we let me start with the question with the earlier presentation. One of the question is like, which is the best star trail you have captured as per your personal?
I think that is the Antichuli Peak start,
Oh, okay.
because the density of the stars are very high,
Mhm.
and that night was very clear. So I was lucky to get that much high density of stars. Normally, you will not see such images where this kind of density of the stars is visible.
Okay. We have a question from Dipanjan. How to show Milky Way in the moonlight?
See, Milky Way, we have to use that mobile app to know the timing and all. And then the only thing, as I remember, for Milky Way, there is a rule of 500. Means ki you have to keep the shutter speed equal to 500 divided by the focal length of the lens. So if I am using a 50 millimeter lens, then if I divide 500 by 50, I get 10. So I have to keep the shutter speed for 10 seconds to get the proper Milky Way. One more tips to capture Milky Way is the custom white balance. For Milky Way, the ideal custom white balance is around 4450 degree Kelvin. Again,
Okay.
as far as composition is concerned, even for the Milky Way, the foreground is very important. Simply capturing Milky Way in the sky has got no much impact unless we have a very beautiful and iconic foreground. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Next question we have from Dipanjan. Please discuss some technique to shoot star trail and Milky Way in Northern Lights?
See, what happens because of dust and light pollution, sometimes Way is not visible in city areas. But in case it is visible, we can definitely capture. There is no problem. For StarTel, definitely uh, we can just move a bit away from the city, and in the outskirts, definitely we can get less light pollution. Definitely we'll have dust pollution. So because of this dust pollution, what is the problem? The density of stars will be very low. So only have just a countable number of stars we can get. So we cannot get the density like what I got in this Munsiari at Panchachuli Peak. But we can definitely capture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That clarifies. Now, another question which we have, like, could you check my images? So I know that is not possible. There is a request that could you review my work? That is not possible. Another questions which we have, like, who do you get inspire any Indian astrophotographer? Who you follow?
I follow Umesh Bogna because he's a wonderful astrophotographer and he's a master landscape photographer. He's the mentor of Sony also, and almost every year he takes at 5 to 6 trips of the Himalayan areas. I follow him,
Okay.
and as a friend
Any
of mine.
other you suggest people to Astro, or any other website, any other place where they can keep themselves that what to be done?
I think the one I have shown you that Ken Lee, he's a very good landscape photographer, and I'm fond of his photography. But anyway, we can always search in the Google and get the idea of good landscape photographers. Even in the Instagram also we can find such photographers and we can follow.
Okay, great. We have another question. What's your story? How you got into photography, and how you got into Astro?
When I was in third year of my engineering, then suddenly I used to see newspapers, ki some photographs are published and all. That time definitely we don't have much money to buy a camera also, and that was the film camera is. So I got some attraction. Ki, I too want to capture some photographs and I want to see those photographs being published in the newspaper. So I went to my uncle who was posted there in the as police inspector. He had a Zenith camera. So I asked him, can you spare this camera to me for a couple of months? Bole, yes, Mukesh, you can take it because I am not using and I am not fond of photography. So you can take and use it for even not months, couple of months. So in Bihar, I did my engineering from Bihar. So in Bihar, there is a Chhath festival, very
Mm-hmm.
captured a frame, and that I sent to a newspaper, and it was published next day. That was the day which really inspired me to go ahead with this kind of hobby, and that was the, you can say, foundation for my hobby to grow in future. So from there I started, and then I kept on moving.
Oh, great, because you are one of the photographers, those who are from the previous generation. And I'm sure you must have started with your film camera.
Film
And
camera, that 120 RAW, then 35 millimeter, and then when digital camera came, I never bought a point and shoot camera because it was not liked by me. So I waited for a DSLR to come in the market before buying a digital camera. I think it was in year 2005 when the Nikon D70S came to the market, and that price tag was 1 lakh. So even I was not able to afford that much money. So I waited for 6 months. When the price tag came down to 75,000, then I bought my first Nikon D70S camera with a kit lens of 2870.
Oh, great. Long story.
And then I can give you the um, idea, the result of that camera because I must mention it here. Nowadays, all cameras have got CMOS sensor, and those generations of Nikon cameras they had the CCD sensor.
Okay.
Although that Nikon D70S is a 6.1 megapixel camera, but using that camera and the Tamron simple lens 7300, which costed me that time around 4,000 bucks. So using that 6.1 megapixel camera and Tamron 7300 lens, I captured that sunbird sipping water from the tap, and
Nice.
that image I'm having in my house, uh, framed in the size of 30 inches by 30 inches without any pixelation. Nowadays, even with this CMOS sensor camera, we cannot get that kind of quality. What I got it with the CCD sensor. The second camera was also having CCD sensor, that is D700.
Oh, that's nice. That's wonderful. So, Miss, what is Miss, what is your current kit you have? Like, which camera you have? What all the different lenses you have in your kit now?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Still, I'm having my D70S, then D700, then I bought a D800E. Presently, I'm having D500, and I'm really I love this D500. Then I will tell you about the lenses. Uh, I will also give an advice to all the participants that never be crazy in buying any lens or camera. Before buying any lens or camera, ask yourself a few questions. Why you need this lens? Why you need this camera? Do you really require this or not? Can't you carry on with the present set of whatever you are having? So one should be very selective in buying the lenses because lenses are very costly. So from the very beginning, I was very selective. After that 2870 kit lens, the first lens I bought is 50 millimeter 1.4. Then I bought 105 macro 2.8. Then I bought 28 300 normal zoom lens, which I normally use for my traveling, because in traveling one has to be very light. So one lens can get me everything while traveling. And then for landscape, I added 1635, then 1116 Tokina. One more fisheye lens I have got, that is 1017 of Tokina, and that is the full frame lens. And that lens is a magical lens. I am using that lens since 2005, and my most of the creative fashion photography is being captured using that fisheye lens. Apart from that, for wildlife, I took 8400, and then the other my favorite lens is 7200 2.8. This is all my kit. Again, I have got all kinds of filters required for shooting landscape and all.
Okay, that's really nice. Um, most of the questions are clear. Let me take a couple of more questions which are little different. What
Okay,
is the best season, summer or winter,
what is the best season?
for astrophotography?
Okay, I think winter is the ideal time for any kind of photography, including landscape or anything, because during winter time, say from the month of November up to say the month of February or March, the morning and evening light is very soft and having that golden touch. So that is the ideal time. And again, the sky is very clear unless we have the foggy weather. The sky is very clear because the winter comes just after rainy season. So the all dust is gone. So to me personally, I like winter season for the photography. But even the summer season is not that bad. Summer season has got its own beauty. You can get some cracked field where you can create some good frames using those cracked field located around your city. Again, even in summer, the light is very harsh and very white. But again, there are ways and means to overcome that harsh light by using flash. I am using for such kind of outdoor areas where sometimes we become late in reaching there. Say it becomes 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, then the light is almost white and very harsh. So I carry my AD400 Godox flash, and that's take care for everything, and I can overcome the white and harshness of the daylight by using that flash.
Okay.
Is it okay? Yeah.
We have a question. Can astrophotography be done using the mobile phone?
I don't think only the Milky Way we can capture using the mobile phone, but I think star tail I don't think we can capture. But maybe I'm not aware. Maybe some new mobile phones have come with that kind of features, because nowadays camera of mobile phone is very smart, and really if you call it a smartphone, it is very true. It is very smart. Even for panorama, we used to take a lot of pain, but with a smartphone, we can get panorama very easily. So that those kind of features are being used in the smartphone nowadays.
Okay. Thank you. We have one related question, like how to make star sharper. You had answered this part of this question earlier, but we have another question, like if there is any tip and tricks you can give.
In post processing, in Photoshop, there is a feature called shadow and highlights. By using that feature, we can create the effect so that the shadow becomes dark and the highlights comes out. In that case, that star tail will be more prominent. Again, if selectively we can increase the white color, then again that star tail will pop up compared to the background.
Oh, okay.
But we should never go for use of unsharp mask or use of a plugin like Nik software. Viveza is a plugin of Nik software which can sharpen the image very well. But if you use those kind of unsharp mask or Viveza of Nik software, then we will end up with a lot of noise in the frame, and we have to avoid the noise in such kind of photography.
So another question we have, how to locate North Star in the night before start shooting?
Yeah, simply we have to carry the physical compass. With the compass, we'll get the north direction. Okay, then we have to face our camera towards the north. certainly you will get the North Star exactly in the north direction. And then again, once we know that this is the location of North Star, then the part of composition comes. Then we have to locate the location in such a way that we can use the composition as per the location of the North Star.
Okay, thank you. We have like another couple of different questions we have. Again, couple of people are asking about the workshop and tour, which we will be sharing your details to them so that they can follow directly with you,
Sure,
and they can follow you on your Instagram and other social channels.
sure.
And some of them have asked about the recording. Yes, recording of this will be available. Recording will be available on Cheese YouTube platform. You go to YouTube and search for cheese.com, and you would find a recording of this. Plus, we have like two more questions. We have time for two more questions.
Sure.
Let's take that. Another question we have, can you play, so people are asking, one of the general question, people have asked that can you recommend some place, someone, Nakul asked from Chandigarh, we have one question from Chennai, one from Bangalore. So
Okay.
I know, Mukesh, you are from north part of India, but can you suggest some, because some of the people are there from different part of India,
Sure.
wherever you are aware of, can you suggest some of the places apart from north?
For good landscape, you mean to say?
For Astro, yeah.
Yeah, fine. So one is the Kausari I have told you earlier, and then again Munchiari is the wonderful place. One more area I have gone quite almost 8 or 10 years back. That is Chandrasila Parvat. It's located very. It's in Uttarakhand only. Chopta is there. Chopta area location is there in Uttarakhand. From Chopta, we have to climb around 3 kilometers to reach a temple area. From there, we have to climb around 1.5 kilometers to reach the hilltop of Chandrashila. And I will tell you, it's a very interesting location. I love to go again and again. From that Chandrashila Parvat, if you stand in the morning hour, you can see the complete Himalayan range at 360 degrees. And that kind of location I have never seen anywhere in the country. That's the best location for such kind of photography. But again, we have to climb early in the morning by carrying a torch or anything else. Say around 4 o'clock, you have to start climbing so that you can reach there before the sunrise starts. Because that half an hour to 1 hour time is very, very important to get some wonderful, dreamy and good pictures.
Okay. Any suggestions in some other cities like Chennai or Bangalore or any other location in India?
I have not traveled much in southern states of my country, so I cannot tell about. But one in Andhra Pradesh I have gone. That is Arku Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, Arco Valley is also very good locations for landscape as well as for you can say local people, capturing that faces of local people wearing a unique type of ornaments. They smoke a different kind of not cigarette. You can call it bidi or anything, but it's a different altogether. Handmade bidi they use it, and I had been there, and I love that area also.
Many questions we have, Mukesh, asking
Yeah.
during this lockdown time.
Yeah.
Those who never done any astrophotography with
Yeah.
limited resources from their rooftop, what experiment they can do to capture some good astro shots?
Yeah, simply from the rooftop, you have to find a some you can say apartment or building or maybe some churches or maybe some temples or masjid and all as a foreground. So that key in the background you will get the stratal, and in the foreground you will have some geometrical shapes in form of any kind of architecture. So that will definitely will come out with a wonderful frame.
Okay. Any settings for the users like those who have never done astro, what they can try? Maybe tonight.
No, the kind of presentation I have given, it's very useful, and simply by following these kind of tips, anyone can do it. It's very simple. It's just a question of encouraging ourselves. We can do it, and definitely
Okay.
we should not during lockdown period we should not go out. Preferably we should confine to our own rooftop and do it.
We have a question like, what is the difference between deep sky and sky photography? Like, what's the primary difference?
Just repeat the question again. In difference between what two things?
Deep sky,
Deep.
yeah, deep sky photography
Okay. And
and the regular astrophotography. The normal sky photography.
photography, and first part you told is deep sea.
Deep sky,
Deep sky.
yeah.
I think I'm not aware about this word, so I can't reply.
Okay, no problem. We have a Devjit Day. You are unmuted. You can ask your question.
Yeah, hi Mukesh. My question was that may I use bulb mode in astrophotography?
Yes, why not?
Because other than taking 100 images, can I take one image in that bulb mode?
Now, in bulb mode, how you will keep the shutter on for such a long period? Unless you use some external timer, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
Only in one camera, that is probably Nikon 810p, which is made for only astrophotography. You can get the 15 minutes time. In bulb mode, it is very difficult to keep the shutter on for such a long period without getting the camera set. So best thing is to go for the kind of timer I have shown you. Again, I am showing it. Nikon MC36. This is the best thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Devjit. And if any one of you have any question, please raise your hand. We have a time only for one question now. It's very close to 2 hours. Pradeep, you are unmuted. You can ask your question. Pradeep, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Actually, my question is that in a particular location, how we can identify where is the Milky Way galaxy, or at what time we can see it?
Yeah, there is a mobile app for that. I think its name is Selenium. You can download from the Play Store, and with that mobile app, you can get the idea about the location and the time, and then you have to plan accordingly. Mostly, the Milky Way is visible from the month of April up to the month of September. Again, after October, up to the month of say March, Milky Way is not that much visible in our country. Am I clear?
Okay, great. Thank you. We have the last question from Karan. You are unmuted. You can ask if you can hear us. Okay. Seems like Karan's network is not good. I guess this time to say to close this session. For everyone, we would need one request from you. We have a link for donation. We would appreciate if you could donate some money to Prime Minister Fund. That is really very much needed these days, and that would be a bit of our part. Thank you, Mukesh, for such a lovely session. You gave an insight of such a wonderful skyward. We really appreciate that, and thank you for accepting our request to being a part of our show. Yeah, Mukesh, please closing remarks from your end.
Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants and the chiefs. In the last, I will try to say a few words for the participants. See, as I told you earlier, never be crazy in buying anything new. Because what happens कि उसकी साड़ी सब लाल है तो मेरी भी साड़ी लाल होनी चाहिए. इस चीज को we should forget it. And only when you really need a camera of a very high value, you go for that. If you do not need, even we can carry on with a very basic DSLR, you can do miracle. The most important part is not the camera and the lens. The most important part is your vision. You must improve your vision by seeing the work of signal photographers, because that what we call ki tisri aankh, the third eye, once you get your third eye open, then you'll see the world differently, and then this type of camera and lens is not very important. So again, I'll repeat it again, that your vision is more important than the tools. Thanks all very much. Anybody, if have got any doubt, they can contact me on my email, or they can send message in my messenger in Facebook or Instagram. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Mukesh. Please do follow him on Instagram. Ask any direct question. If you are interested in his tour or workshop, you would get alerts from his Instagram page.
Yes.
And if you find any difficulty, please contact us. We can share more details with you. And if you have missed any part, the recording will be available in next 60 minutes. You can review that part and go through that. Thank you very much, and sorry we could not accommodate other people. The house was full. Now, thank you very much, Mukesh. Thanks for your time. And guys, you can log off, Mukesh. And if any one of you have any question related to these workshops or anything, yes, certificate will be available. Somebody is asking me. You can claim that certificate by going to our website. There is a link, join.cheese.com. There is a link. You need to send a proof of the email. After this webinar, you will get one confirmation email. You can attach that and send it to us. We will, within 48 hours, you will get your certificate of participation. And thank you, Mukesh, once again. Thank you, everyone. If anyone has any generic question, you guys can ask now. I'll be here for a couple of minutes, and then we'll call it off. Thank you, Mukesh. You can log off. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And if anyone has any general question, you can raise your hand, and then we'll take it from there.
Feel free to ask any question regarding photography, not only astro photography, anything you want to ask.
All right. Yeah, I think we are all good. Thank you very much, Mukesh. Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you very much.